Yeah, man, there's your boy Chico Black. Cold over here in the MIA. I'm on the road, but I decided to do this video. Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I gotta give my flowers to Tim Duncan. This video is about Tim Duncan. You know, I don't see too much flowers being given to Tim Duncan. And he is number 8, I believe, all time when it comes to the 75 greatest players of all time. One thing I'm about to say is that I had to look at his statistics and his numbers. His average of scoring points are not too dynamical, you know what I'm saying? But they were consistent. You know, it was a pattern and a consistency that he had of scoring 18 to 19 points a game through his season. But there were times that he exploded and he scored 20 or more. But he is the assist leader and the blocking leader of the San Antonio Spurs when it comes to the San Antonio organization, in their organization as a Spurs player in Spurs history. Also, you'll see all his statistics here in this video. But Tim Duncan was a dominant, phenomenal player. His defense spoke louder than words. Not only that, this man won 5 championships and lost 1 to LeBron James. If he never would have lost that championship to LeBron James, he would have won 6. You know what I'm saying? And people always ask me, why is Tim Duncan not in the conversation along with Michael and Kobe? Why it's got to be LeBron and now people are bringing up Stephen Curry in the conversation? And I will be honest with you. I have to agree. Tim Duncan had 3 finals MVPs to Kobe's 2 to Shaq's 3. You understand what I'm saying? And he won 5 championships. And he had a coach that was out this world. His coach was phenomenal. There's no other coach that I could compare to him next to Phil Jackson. You understand? And he was so loyal to that coach. And let's not forget the players who also played with Tim Duncan. You had sensational players. You know, David Robinson being one of them, Kawhi Leonard being another one. And I don't know the other 2 players' names, but you'll see him here. And he won the championships with them. That's how loyal he was to the Spurs. He was a defensive player, transition player, didn't play the radio, knew what to do. Every day he came to be a better player, also make his team better, also acknowledge his coach, also respect the game, respect the culturalism of the game. And he wasn't a flashy basketball player that liked it to be in the media all the time, that, was desperately in desperation for the media and sports world's attention. No, Tim Duncan is not the type. He was low-key, went to the court, did what he had to do, made sure that him and his team won. When he lost, he took it hard and made them practice even harder, come out the next game playing even harder, and just dominate. And with the help that he had, his teammates, the Spurs were able to elevate and escalate and were able to win championships that nobody or a lot of people just don't want to recall, don't want to give him his flowers, and don't want to show him the respect that he deserves as one of the greatest players of all time. And also being, I think it was twice, the MVP of the season. Yes, season's MVP twice. So you see, Tim Duncan don't only deserve the respect from everybody in the sports world when it comes to the NBA, but he also deserves his flowers. You know what I'm saying? Because he did so much for the NBA. He left everything in the court. just like Kobe and just like Michael. He was just different. He was low key. You know, he wasn't the one to always be on the news or, oh, yeah, let me get attention, you know, because, that one right there made me the greatest player of all time. None of that shit. And he beat LeBron in his prime. Swept LeBron in one of the NBA Finals, which is probably the most embarrassing NBA Finals that LeBron James ever had. And here are his statistics right here. Tim Duncan won 5 NBA championships, 92, 2003, 2005, 2007, and 2014. During his career with the San Antonio Spurs, he faced LeBron James in the NBA Finals 3 times, winning twice, 2007, 2014, and losing once in 2013. Duncan famously swept LeBron's Cavaliers in the 2007 Finals. You see? So Tim Duncan should be celebrated and should be congratulated because he embarrassed the so-called GOAT, the so-called king in 2007 by sweeping them. Yup, just like the Warriors did. They swept their ass. I mean, swept them. It was embarrassing. He had D. Wade, Chris Bosh, and other role players, and they still couldn't beat the Spurs. Come on, man, stop that. I just saw some shit, you know, of people going back and forth and to naming why they named this player the greatest player. I remember Stap Attack was there on that show and a couple of others, and the dude said, yeah, y'all gotta remember that he faced, you know, the Warriors and the Spurs, and he had the greatest comeback and beating them 2 teams. The reason that I'm bringing this up is because, dude, the Bulls were the juggernauts. The Bulls were the Warriors just 10 times better back then. Nobody could have beat them. That ends the debate right there. So for that dude to say, yeah, LeBron James is the greatest player because he beat the Warriors, he faced the Warriors multiple times, and then he had to face the Spurs. Well, he lost to them two teams. He lost to Curry 3 times, and he lost to who I'm talking about right now, Mr. Tim Duncan, twice. Jordan did not lose to anybody in the finals. That ends the debate right there. So back to Tim Duncan. As you can see, you know, finals matchups with LeBron 3 times, finals records versus LeBron 2-1, sweep 2007, and finals record against LeBron 11-5. 11-5. Think about that for a minute. But here we go. Tim Duncan won 5 championships. Okay, it's basically saying the same thing. I just wanted to put it in a same perspective, but gathering other news from Google's or whatever. And as you can see, 4-0 in the 2007, and then 4-3 in the 2013, which won 7 games. Jordan never had a 7th game. So how does that make the so-called king to go? But I'll stop right there. 2014 NBA Finals. Duncan Spurs defeated the Heat 4-1, winning the series by a then record average margin of 14 points per game. 14 points per game. How does that make you the GOAT? Tim Duncan's championship history, and as y'all can see, against the New York Knicks 4-1, against the New York Nets 4-2, and against Detroit 4-3. So you see, Tim Duncan had to face some tough competition and opponents, but he was able with the Spurs to win and capitalize, and he became MVP 3 times throughout his championships. 3 times. 3 times. Also being inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2020. Also sweeping the Cavaliers again with Tony Parker. That was a bad boy. And also 2014 with Kawhi Leonard. Yeah, that's my dog right there. You feel me? So, come on, man. There ain't no way in hell that LeBron James even stands close to this man right here, bro. Statistically, numbers, yeah, because the man is a stat padding GOAT. You know what I'm saying? That's all he cares about. He doesn't care about winning. He doesn't care about his team. He doesn't care about championships, because to him, championships are weird. But as you can see, Tim Duncan was loyal, faithful. He was the kind to not surrender on his team, on his coach, and especially on his fans. And as y'all can see again, you know what I'm saying? Tim Duncan, 2 regular seasons MVPs, 2002, 2003. Again, you know what I'm saying? Finals MVP, 99, 2003, 2005. 5-time champion, 15-time All-Star, and 15-star NBA team member. Out of 19 seasons that he played. That is fucking amazing, y'all. That is amazing. That is an accomplishment, and that is a success that a lot of players don't get to accommodate, or don't get to be successful in, or don't get to achieve. So for Tim Duncan to achieve this milestone, that is a big congratulations, and also to be given his flowers for all that he's done and everything that he did in the NBA. Duncan is one of the few players in NBA history to win both the MVP and Finals MVP in the same season, accomplishing this in 2003. Wow. You see, here you go. Tim Duncan had 15 NBA All-Star appearances, 15 All-Defense team selections, and averaged 19 points per game over his 19 seasons career with the San Antonio Spurs. He earned All-Defense honors in 15 of his 19 seasons, 8 first team, 7 second team. Career statistics and accolades, and as you can see, you know what I'm saying? Blocks per game, 2.17, which is 2 blocks per game. Then, you know what I'm saying? Points per game, career 19.0, total 26,496 points in his career. Come on, man. These numbers are amazing. 19 seasons, and this is what Tim Duncan gave you. You gotta appreciate that. You gotta congratulate that. You gotta celebrate that. You gotta give this man his flowers. Duncan is one of the only a few players to be named on both All-NBA and All-Defense teams in the same season 15 times. He was also selected to All-Defense team in 15 of his 19 seasons, with his 15 total selections being an NBA record in NBA history. Wow, bruh. That says a lot, man. Gotta give this man his flowers, man. This man was an outstanding player, and him, just like Stephen Curry, they beat LeBron in his prime. I don't want to hear no excuses. I don't want to hear shit from LeBron sexuals. This man is way better than LeBron any day when it comes to being put in a place where you can say that he surpassed LeBron in championships. Tim Duncan is right there. I don't want to hear that other shit. Oh, yeah, but he doesn't have LeBron James numbers as most points and, more MVPs and MVP finals. Man, I don't want to hear none of that shit. He's not a loser like LeBron James is. Every milestone that LeBron James has exceeded, he loses in these moments, clutch moments. I ain't never seen Tim Duncan be 1 for 32 in clutch moments when he was with the Spurs. 1 for 32. Yep, 1 for 32. Man, y'all stop it, bruh. They had 36 matchups in the regular season and 16 games in the NBA Finals. Consistent scoring. You know what I'm saying? And as you can see, Tim Duncan tops LeBron 21-15. You know what I'm saying? Every time Duncan played LeBron, he averaged 18.3 points against LeBron throughout their matchups. And Duncan has 11-15 against LeBron in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, Duncan scoring in these games was a staple of the Spurs game plan, balancing against LeBron's scoring efforts in their high-profile meetings. Throughout his 19 seasons NBA career, 1997 to 2016, all with the San Antonio Spurs, Tim Duncan accumulated 3,020 blocks, 4,225 assists, and 1,025 steals in the regular season. He ranked among the NBA all-time leaders in block shots, 5th all-time, and is the Spurs franchise leader in blocks and assists. Like I said earlier in the video, as you can see, blocks, assists, steals. This total reflects his 1,390 regular season games played. Amazing, bro. Come on, man. You gonna tell me that this man was better when he was playing? That LeBron James was better than this man playing when Tim Duncan was playing with the Spurs, man? Man, y'all cut the crap, man. That's what's wrong with the Bron-sexual fans. They can't accept the fact that Tim Duncan beat this man twice out of the 3 times that they went into the NBA Finals. And I just feel like Tim Duncan is not spoken and it's not talked about. And actually gets the respect that he deserves for his career, for everything he did with the Spurs, you know what I'm saying, in and out the court, and also in how he did LeBron James and them playoffs at NBA Finals. Embarrassing. And as y'all can see, I spoke about this earlier, you know, in the NBA 75th anniversary, you know what I'm saying, 76 players, blah, 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 and he was ranked within the 6th to 9th place in the position for all his accolades, his numbers, everything that he produced, everything that he accomplished and was successful in. He was placed within that position right there. And I believe he should have been positioned a little bit more up because of just him winning 5 NBA Finals, you know what I'm saying? And plus staying with the Spurs as long as he did through his whole career. He never went to another team. He never created another super team. He played with his team, built with his team, and became the champion. Not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 5 times. That says a lot about Tim Duncan, man. Congratulations, Tim Duncan. I'm giving you your flowers, man. I will be talking more about you. I will be reflecting more about your game and the student that you was and who you looked up to. And a lot of your game reflects in a way as Hakeem Olajuwon's, but not so much so, but it kind of perfects in that level. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm going to be honest with you. People need to realize, if you're going to talk about Michael, if you're going to talk about Kobe, then you got to talk about Tim Duncan. Just like we talking about Stephen Curry as well. And me, myself, and I am telling myself this, you know, because I just had to recheck again and put everything back in perspective. And Tim Duncan is one of the greatest to ever do it. You understand? He's not nowhere near Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant, don't get me wrong, but just championship-wise and him being the MVP in the regular season and also being the MVP in the finals, it says so much about Tim Duncan. Everything that he did, it speaks higher than words. And just how important and how special and what one of a kind he was to the organization and franchise of the Spurs. There will never be another Tim Duncan, and especially coming from the Spurs. You know, you got Wemby now. You know, Wemby now's the future. He's the new franchise of the Spurs, but there will never be another Tim Duncan. Never. So, without further ado, you got to give this man his flowers, y'all. You know what I'm saying? He fought every day with dedication, with passion, with devotion, just prepared. Even when he lost, he took it as a lesson and came out the following games and perfected it, became better at it, and became a champion. And with that, you can't say nothing. There's nothing that no one can tell me about Tim Duncan and the way that he perfected his game, the way he helped the Spurs to become a champion franchise. You understand what I'm saying? So he himself, just like Michael, just like Kobe, just like Stephen, and just like the others, should be nominated and should be put in this GOAT conversation. But knowing Tim Duncan, he don't want that. He just is appreciative of what he accomplished, what he did for the Spurs, and especially having the coach and having the teammates that he had. That is the appreciation and the love and dedication that Tim Duncan, and especially for the love that he had for the sport itself, and especially that man right there, that coach right there, that helped him through thick and thin, never demised him, never lied to him, and never perpetrated him, and they stuck together through all his championships. So Tim Duncan, once again, congratulations. I'm giving you the flowers that you deserve, and also thank you for whooping LeBron James twice out of the 3 times that y'all went to the NBA Finals. Thank you for your moments. Thank you for your playoff moments, for your regular season game moments. Congratulations. This is your boy Chico Black. I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.